was inspired by the community team. They actually wanted to put together some monologues that each of them who wanted to participate in it actually came up with it. I had a go myself. It wasn't bad, it wasn't awful. It could have gone better, but I actually really enjoyed myself doing it, and that's what the main thing was. Um, I really can't wait to actually come up with more ideas with the team, and get them to do more creative things, because this is what being a this is what being a community is all about, and I'm so proud of them all. So, Joivan, I really hope that you do enjoy watching these videos. Well, sorry, these monologues from the community. um, and yeah, let me know what you thought of them. Um, this can also be discussed in the mentor sessions. And yeah, and just thank you so much to everyone who helped me out with them too. Should I? Or shouldn't I? You know what they say, if you don't explore, you'll never discover. But my sister Matilda always says, look before you leap. Well, I'm looking and it looks pretty deep and dark. And I can't see the bottom. Maybe it goes all the way to the centre of the earth. And I burn to a crisp in the molten core, like the bad marshmallow we've heard so much about. Or not. Okay, I looked. And now it's time to leap.
Everything is not about the two of you and your bets, your side bets, your tantrums, your proposals, your lust and desires. I can have desires too. And you don't have to be included in any of them. I can have sex dreams and sex daydreams, and they can be about someone else. I'm tired of being tied down and covered up. I'm not a statue on a pedestal or a flower in a vase. I am not just some beautiful thing. Although I am, that for sure. But I want to be recognised for who I am and not just how I look. I don't always want someone to protect the world from me. You don't have to put a ceiling above my head. I don't want it. I don't know. I just want to be treated like a human and not some freak show in the corner who happens to be incredibly beautiful.
One night I dreamt I was a dog. The moon was out. I could smell it. Ice white metal smell. I could smell the paving stones. Wet, sharp. The tarmac road made my dog teeth tingle. It were aniseed, rubber, and then the lampposts, studded with smells they were, studded with jewels of wood, metal, meat, and the stars pierced my dog nose like silver wire. A woman came out of her house, sickly the smell of her, rotten. She smelt of armpits and babies and fish and 100 other things screaming at me like a brass band. I knew what she'd had for her tea. I knew she was pregnant. I could smell it. She didn't look at me. No, just walked right on by, thought I was a dog. I laughed, a quiet dog laugh. You think I'm a dog, but I'm Billy. I'm me. Oh, the night smells of soot and frost and petrol and beer. I'm at my own door now. I don't need to see it. It comes to see me. A cacophony. The smells are dancing towards me. The smells of home. I'm inside the house now. Hot citrus smells of electric light. My wife and my daughters stand up as I come into the room. Oh, home, the smells I love, all the tiny, shimmering background smells, and the two smells I love the most. The two smells that can fill a room like a siren. One of them is fear, burning tires, vinegar, piss, and the other is the smell of blood, matted in Mary's hair. I gave her a good kicking before I went out.
Oh yeah, that was my daughter Emily. She was 16. She passed away 3 years ago. I bet you wanna know what happened. That makes two of us. See, I was working as an outfitter out in Pinedale and just so happened to get a run night off. So called the wife, grabbed the hotel room and told her to come up. Just her, I mean. Come on, 2 kids and a job that keeps you up a mountain half a year, you don't really get a lot of time for romance. So, we left Emily alone with our younger daughter Casey. I mean, she was a good girl, we can trust her, but word got out that we were out of town. So some friends came over, then some more friends came over, and some people that came over that weren't friends. And then, I don't know. And there's a lot I don't want to know. I mean, we got the call the next morning from a friend Natalie. I mean, they were best friends and she was missing, so she was worried. It's kind of what you'd expect. Yeah. Look, we tried to plan everything. We tried to plan it all with Emily, but we let our guard down. You may have kids of your own someday, but you can't blink. Don't ever blink. I'm sorry.
He stopped believing. That's it. That's why he failed. He quit. So much talent, so much potential, but he stopped believing in himself. He lost his way because he couldn't figure out what to do next with his career. And I guess all that stress added up and it finally broke him. His music was great. I would listen to it all the time. It would get me into this pumped up emotional state, and his lyrics never got old. No one gave him the chance. But I think that in today's world, that doesn't matter. He didn't give himself the chance to take control of his career the way I knew he could have. Maybe it was fear from doubting himself and it crippled his ambition. He did it for so long without any financial recognition. For so long without any recognition for his genius. And he couldn't do it anymore. He couldn't do it no more. He gave up. And that's why he hung himself in his studio. And it pains me because
I believed in a guy more than he believed in himself. He forgot the number one lesson, which is to do what you love for the sake of the journey. Nothing is more rewarding than that.
My dad, a man who keeps remaking himself. Kid from the sticks, who became a doctor, a Nigerian who became an Englishman, a doctor who became a union rep who became a dad who became disappointed, a disappointed man who became scared, a scared man who fucked up. Now I'm good with who I am, Dad. How you doing? There's no drugs, Dad. There's no drugs.
Good book is filled with good men and women suffering delusions. Eve in the garden, Noah naked, drunk, bringing shame upon his family. The idol the Jews bowed before in the desert. And even the Lord Jesus himself was presented with the delusions in the desert, which only through his faith and his strength overcame. The Lord's delusion was a game in the desert of the so-called devil. And what the Lord experienced was a delusion that would have kept him from saving us. He did not fall for it. It is our delusions that lead us to sin. Striking a mother or a wife for something you thought they said. Neglecting work or Sunday service for that matter. Some girl gets a feeling for a fella, lets her have her holy gift. Delusions! Blaspheming in the Lord within your mind and your heart. When something wrong, don't you buy another pearl.
I met her freshman year in Introduction to British Literature. She was bitter and cynical, but still really nice. I knew she had depression, but it was weird. We had fun together, you know? I never really made sense of that. That night, we saw a play and then we went to a midnight movie. I was nodding off through the last half of it. I'd gotten up early that morning to go running. And I keep wondering if there was something in the play or in the movie, some trigger or some reason, something that could set her off, you know? Something I missed. I just keep trying to look for clues or for answers. She had survived so much. Why that night?
Luke shot himself. He sort of laid out all these things with people's names on them. Phone numbers and addresses of where he knew them, and there were all these things. After we started to go through them, we realised that they were for the people that he served with. Luke wanted to give these things to the people that he served with. For most of them, that's how they knew. We didn't make a big public deal out of it. Tried to. You know, there was stuff that we didn't get to go through because my mum, she couldn't touch his things after a while. So there was only me to do it because my dad was a wreck and Ben was gone and there was nobody. So I'm sorry. Your thing was in a box in the attic I couldn't go through. I'm sorry you had to wait. But months, you know? Thinking about it. Of telling a stranger the story every other day, thinking about it over and over. There was a notebook in a backpack and it had your name on it. So I assume he wants you to have it. So if you have an address, I can send it to.
Hello, my name is Hannah Skyers and I'll be performing a piece from Manchester by the Sea. Could we ever have lunch? Yeah, because I said a lot of terrible things to you. But I know you never, maybe you don't want to talk to me. No, let me finish. My heart is broken. And it's always going to be broken. I know yours is broken too. And I said so many things I regret. That she's just burning out for. I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry.
Oh, you. You know, there was this article in the newspaper and it printed this picture of a house. They said it was my house. It wasn't. It was my father's house. He was sick then, really sick too. Too sick to move away. People were looking for me, only I wasn't there and he was. Do you know what they did? Grown men and women, do you know what they did to him? They threw bricks through his windows every night. Yeah, that's how my father spent the last few weeks of his life. Trapped in his own home. Down on his knees, cleaning the mess off the carpet and begging them to stop. I don't owe you anything.
Look, I know you haven't been well, and I know you aren't well, so it makes it harder for me to tell you this. I wish we were close. You know, I wish we were friends. I don't like waking up in the morning, scrambling your eggs with you shouting obscenities to me in the background about things that don't deserve shouting. I understand it's hard for you, I get that. But you forget that I'm a person. You know, I'm not some worker that you've hired to cook and clean for you. I'm your daughter. It doesn't feel like it, but I am, I guess. These are the cards life dealt us, Mum. I'm sorry if I'm not all that you hoped for. And that this life we live here together isn't glamorous and that Dad abandoned us when I was born. But you can't keep making it seem like that's my fault. Okay? I don't know him. I've never even met the guy. And I just want to say, I try. I try to be there for you and do all the things a good daughter is supposed to do for her mother, but you're such a bitch. And I can't take it anymore. Just be nice to me. I'm worth being treated nice. Be nice to me before I have an outburst. A real outburst. Be nice to me.
I ain't draft dodging, I ain't burning no flag, and I ain't running to Canada. I'm staying right here. If you want to send me to jail, that's fine. I've been in jail for 400 years. I could do with 4 or 5 more, but I ain't running no 10,000 miles to go murder and kill innocent people. If I want to die, I'll die right here, right now, trying to fight you guys if I want to die. You're my enemy. Ain't no Chinese, no Japanese, and no Viet Cong. You're my opposer when I want freedom. You're my opposer when I want justice. You're my opposer when I want equality. You really think I'm going to go somewhere else and fight for you guys when you guys can't even stand up for me right here in America for my rights and my own religious beliefs? You can't even stand up for me right here in my home. And yeah, that's the monologue. I hope it sees you well.
Now, you all accuse me of breaking the rules, and I tell you, I am merely playing by the rules. The very rules that you and I all wrote together. The very rules that you and I all agreed upon. So yes, I am as guilty as hell, but then, so are all of you. Yes, the system is corrupt, but you wanted a guardian at the gate like me. And why? Because you know I will do whatever it takes. And you have all enjoyed it. Been party to it. Benefited by it. Don't. Don't deny it. You have loved it. You don't actually need me to stand for anything. You just need me to stand, to be the strong man, the man of action. My God. My God, you are addicted to action. Action and slogans, and yet it doesn't matter what I say. It does not matter what I do, just as long as I'm doing something. You're all happy to be along for the ride, and frankly, I don't blame you. What? What? Well, with all the foolishness and indecision in your own lives, why not a man like me? I don't apologize. In the end, I don't care whether you love me or you hate me, just as long as I win. The deck is stacked. The rules rigged. Welcome to the death of the age of reason. There is no right or wrong. No. Not anymore. There's only being in and then out.
Do I really look like a guy with a plan? I don't have a plan. Mobs have plans, cops have plans. Do you know what I am? I'm a dog, chasing cars, and I wouldn't know what to do with one if I caught it. I just do things. I'm just a wrench in the gears. I hate plans. Yours, theirs, everyone's. Maroney has plans, Golden has plans. They're schemers trying to control their little worlds. I'm not a schemer. I try to show the schemers how pathetic their attempts of controlling things really are. So, when I tell you that you and your girlfriend was nothing personal, you know that I'm telling the truth. After all, it was the schemers who put you where you are. You were a schemer, you had your little plans, and look where that got you. I just did what I do best. I took your plan and turned it on itself. I mean, look what I did to the city with a few drums of gas and a couple of bullets. You want to know what I noticed? Whenever things go according to plan, nobody panics.
Even if the plan is horrifying. Let's say a gangbanger gets shot or a truckload of soldiers gets blown up. Nobody panics because it's all part of the plan. But if I were to say that the mayor will die, everybody loses their minds. Introduce a little anarchy, upset the established order, and everything becomes chaos. I am an agent of chaos. You want to know a little thing about chaos? It's fair.